Hello everyone, my name is Kip Crete, and yesterday I was very ranty about the proposed changes, and while I'm still not very fond of the changes, give more time to really consider things, look at things, and so this is kind of a uh, this is kind of a response to my initial response, as well as me kind of looking at things a little bit more closely, a little more open-mindedly, and trying to see what I could maybe contribute to at least suggest how I think things could be better. So first off, for the heavy, uh, the uh, the damage ramp, what they've given now is great. This helps everyone. For those playing defensively who like to pre-rev and sit there for a little bit and wait for opponents to come to them, that's going to help them because they're going to be spun up and have everything ready. And for those who play aggressively and as soon as they rev up, they're firing, they're not going to notice much of a difference because for them, being spun up and firing is the same thing, so it doesn't really change anything for them. But it's still going to be good. Uh, the gloves of running urgently. Uh, I still don't like the way it is now set. I've heard a lot of people talking about possibly using this for Uber gaining. However, I don't think that will be possible because its max health is drained, which to me, if I'm reading this correctly, means that the overall max potential health that heavy can hold is going to be dropping, meaning that essentially even with a medic on you, the amount of health and the amount of overheal you can take is going to be constantly lowering, and so it's going to be always at the current max health, and thus have the Uber rate at its slowest at its slowest rates. So this thing is going to actually prevent medics from getting Uber off of a heavy. This I do not like at all. As I've said in the previous video, this weapon, the way it's set, actively punishes people trying to use it. It puts people at an active disadvantage. I know they're talking about making things a bit more risk versus reward, but this is more than risk versus reward. Risk implies that uh, you can get off scot-free. This is actively punishing you for using the weapon, and it also punishes the medic for choosing to pocket the heavy, because with the max health drain, even supporting it to try to keep a heavy alive is not going to be worth it, because you're going to be running at your lowest Uber rates because it's going to be max health rather than an actual health drain. I don't like this. This is really hurting the heavy medic combo while trying to make the heavy more reliant on a medic at the same time. It's a very kind of convoluted change, and I don't like it. What I think, and I know this is kind of going back on what I said whenever I made the skills versus stats thing, but I think we should keep the mark for death. It honestly is a good effect. If they don't think it's punishing enough, make it last longer. Perhaps perhaps have something where it lasts for every second you use it, it lasts a half a second after you use it, or like make it extended where a heavy is going to be forced to have to live with taking mini crits for a while. I think that would be much better than crippling your medic by having a health drain that forces them to keep on you to keep you alive, but punishes their Uber rate, and punishing you because by the time you spend 15 seconds trying to get over that hill and upward or something like that, you come in and your option is to do either the same thing you did with the Gru and wait off the debuff but even longer, or jump into the enemy team being absolutely crippled. Just not a good idea. This isn't done well. The eviction notice, it's being done as still a mini gloves of running urgently. I kind of liked the way where they had it, the way they have it now, it's kind of acts like a mini Gru while you're just kind of having it active, but whenever you actually start to use it in combat, it starts to show you know, its other features start to shine. Its faster swing speed, that ability with the on-hit speed buff, where you can just kind of keep on opponents and pressure them and just bap, 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 you know. So this health drain is actually really going to hurt this, because this was the combat mobility weapon. I would prefer to see if they don't. I'd rather have, you know, 20% damage vulnerability than if they want. I don't know. They seem like they're just changing it to keep it, you know. Oh, we're just making it like, you know, the safer Gru. No, please just make it its own weapon. Add like a bleed effect or something, you know, something to give the eviction notice its own thing. And then the Fists of Steel. This is, you know, as you all know, this is my favorite melee weapon, and I really enjoy it because it allows me to do what the heavy generally can't do on his own, which is actually be able to tank large amounts of damage. I'm able to survive quick shot headshots. I'm able to shut down stickiness without forcing my medic to use Uber or having to waste shots trying to clear it out. I can just walk over it, and while I'm gonna, you know, lose half my health, I'm actually gonna be able to survive it where the rest of my team can't. So this kind of allows me to do a lot more on my own, and then with a medic I'm able to, and as it says, you know, have an unreasonably large health pool. The thing is, there's an unreasonably large amount of damage going around, and I you know, an absurd amount of damage implies that you need an absurdly powerful tank. That's just my mindset about it, and so I don't like the fact that they're trying to effectively cripple the way that you essentially cannot get any actual support off of this. However, I do understand the idea behind it, trying to keep this from being too ridiculous, allowing the heavy to take too much. So I understand that. I don't think that they understand that most of the time when you're using the Fist of Steel, it's because you kind of need to. So I kind of want this to be still something a medic can get behind, and the healing rate penalty, I think that needs to be reduced. 20 to 30% would be good to me. Because it still reduces the amount that you can be healed, and thus making you able to not be as ridiculous of a tank, but still gives you enough to be viable. And also because if you have it at about 30%, if you go with a quick fix, which gives you even less overheal, you're able to essentially have a normal healing rate, which seems like a fair trade to me. In addition, the overheal, I would prefer 20 to 30, but kind of looking at things, I would want to say that as far as the overheal goes, as long as this doesn't affect how well I can combo this with the Delocus bar, I suppose this isn't too bad of an idea. It's acceptable, though, having the overheal reduction. It makes sense. So I hope those are some kind of reasonable ideas and whatnot, but anyway, that's really all I have to say. I just was kind of coming back, trying to come back with a clear head, trying to be less upset, trying to see, okay, why are they doing this, and what could you do to offer a better solution. So that's what I did. I did email Valve to suggest better things, and maybe they might see this video, probably not, but still. And I don't know, maybe you guys might agree with some of the changes. Maybe you guys have your own ideas. Maybe you like them. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Anyway, I think this is probably going to be the last video I make on this particular subject, and unless more information comes up about rebalances or the update. So, I'll see you in the next video.